Good morning, everyone. I got all excited when I read the title of this one this morning. Out of one of my favorite books, Reverend Sun Myung Moon's Prayers, A Lifetime of Conversation with Our Heavenly Father. I had to read that. I feel like as soon as I start all this, it's like Spirit World's just, and I always do, I invite, okay, anyone, Spirit World, that isn't quite where they are, but are open enough. Again, do you have to be physically open in Spirit World? We call it here spiritually open, right? So as a spirit in Spirit World, we still need some guidance. So you're going to have to be physically open, yeah, okay, all right. Weird one, right? Yes. But I invite them to come and sit and listen. I think sometimes if people were to hear me, okay, well, you live all out here by yourself, so I guess you get lonely, so then you're making these imaginary, kind of scenes happening, this, that. First of all, I am very, very rarely by myself here. Yeah, to the point where I could complain about it. This is a busy place here. And it isn't just a place where I regard it as a little piece of heaven on earth. I just do. It's the way it touches people, the calm and the peace and the love that one can find here, if one is willing and open to it, is pretty amazing. And there are many different other things that are happening here that are restoring. And it's a place of restoration as well. Yes. Yeah, but heaven isn't like that. Yeah, you'd be surprised. You would be surprised. All right. Let's start reading. I'm not going to get anywhere if I already start this with a big long talk at the beginning, right? True Father wants to have his word here. Please allow this nation to greet a bright new morning. Father, as individuals who have been born into a relationship with the historical course that Korean has been walking, we know that we must become substantial beings of hope who can shoulder the destiny of this nation. This nation has had such a miserable and pitiful history. Please look down on and take care of the miserable history of this people, who could not look to anyone, who could not depend on anyone, who lost track of the direction you were leading things and had to struggle and fight on their own. We have come to realize that you placed your will in the history of this nation, and behind this people are traces of your warm love. That brought something to my mind earlier. And that's another book, a children's book. I don't know if you guys ever heard of that one. It's called Yum, Yum, Yum. And there's this girl sitting in her garden, and she has a table there with all kinds of different delicatessen, food on there. And there's a telephone there. And she makes a call. It says, she has a frog on her knee. And she calls so I picked up the telephone and called my friend something at home. Okay, she had something else in her. Oh gosh, how many times have I read that book to the kids? I can't even remember it. In any case, as the story goes on, something bigger and bigger is sitting on her lap, right? After she makes the call, looking for something that will take care of whatever's sitting on her lap, right? A frog, and the snake comes and eats the snake, and then something else comes and eats that, and then something else comes and eats that, right? Kind of thing. And then they want part of whatever's on her table as well. But they stay on her lap. And in the end, it's a big old bear, right? It's sitting on her lap. And this, in a way, it's like, up there you are on your own, so you're making a call, right? And you got a problem, and someone comes over. Okay, now you're taking on, instead of taking care of the teeny tiny little problem that you had to begin with yourself, right? There's a constant need to have someone else come and take care of things until you got a huge problem on your hands, right? Because unknowingly you realize, unknowingly you start to have bigger and bigger responsibilities according to what choice you make, right? And what the consequences then are. Yes. All right, it's just a book, but that kind of reminded me on how True Father here just says, we've gone through all this stuff. We're so pitiful. Yeah? Why? If as a lone nation, you continuously had to fight for your space, and that's part of Korea. They had to fight for their space all the time, right? And to keep it, we're not going to be part of that. We don't want to be part of those guys. We want to do our own thing. And that's it. There's one emperor. It's a really beautiful story. I loved that story, and there's a movie about it too, and I can't remember the movie now. It's kind of corny, but that part in it was really good. Where an emperor, I guess about 200 years ago now, maybe longer, he was a very good emperor, and he started an alphabet for the Korean language that even commoners could easily learn. I tried to learn that. It's not happening. I don't know what it is. For some reason, in the Korean language, Japanese seems to be a little easier, or Chinese language. It all just sounds like sounds of something, but I'm not able to separate the sounds. I speak 4 different languages, and I can't. Some of them better than others, but I know, if I were to actually get back into studying a little bit, and certain other languages like Spanish, I don't know very little about. Italian, I know more about. But if I were to get into studying these languages, it wouldn't take me long to learn a whole lot more, because I can distinguish the sounds. But for some reason, with the Asian, it's not. How they learn English, and then some of them, how well they speak English, I'm amazed. I'm just amazed. Hey, hats off for you guys, I have to say. Amazing. So this emperor did that for his people. No, he did not have an easy time doing that. You would think, right, that his cabinet and all them people supporting him, leading his country would support that. No. They didn't like that. They didn't like that at all. But it went through, obviously, right? He was successful. You know why he was successful in doing that? Even though? It's because in his heart to mind, what he wanted for his people was better. He wanted to give more opportunity to the ones that were not born into nobility or royalty or being a scholar, this and that, already kind of, yep, I will definitely be able to do that. I was born into the right place, right family. He wanted to give this possibility to everyone out there, no matter what, if they had the intellect to go somewhere with it, right? Yes. So, per se, one could look at that one way or another too. And I believe because of that desire in his heart to mind, this emperor was successful with that. Why do you think? Because he had help from heaven. Yes. When you're in the right place when you're doing something, okay, for others out there, and have to kind of fight through it, you have heaven's help. It's just going to be there, even if you're even under a completely different religion, this and that. Doesn't matter. Pitiful people. And I think the reason True Father says, my nation, the nation I was born in, so pitiful. It's so pitiful because, in a way, in their history, people were just running almost like with their heads cut off sometimes in all these different directions. So difficult for them to unite somehow as well, right? Yes. Yeah. One person has to fight for everyone out there to gain a little bit of a higher existence, right? Yes. Yeah. All right. I'm not talking against anyone here. I can't not take that all the wrong way. Just look at how it is. Sometimes, if we're just honest with what our surroundings are, huh? I started this out with, well, what a beautiful place. Huh? Now look at it as that. But yet, there's a lot of things that are being restored here. There's a lot of things that come here. I'd rather they weren't here, but they are. Okay? And then you just, because you have, oh, well, God must have sent that person. God must have sent this particular problem. Well, then, okay, so what do I'm going to do with it now, where I am at, with what I was blessed with. I worked for it, by the way. Yeah, see? Yeah. I feel that true parents oftentimes, true father for a long time, on his own, just felt like that. Alone, just doing everything, trying to get somewhere, right? With the direction from heaven that he was given. The amazing thing is how he always found people that just, no questions asked, that just attached himself to him and fulfilled certain areas that were difficult for him to do all on his own. Anyway, we need to realize, so that warm embrace of God's love has been there in Korea all the time, right? Just like with this one emperor, the example that I used, who brought the Hangul, I think that's right, the Hangul alphabet to all the people. Yeah, all right. We need to realize how much our ancestors intended and longed for the coming of the day when the hope of this nation would be able to shine forth. Like the bright light of the sun rising each morning, Father, please remember the many patriots who were concerned for and worked for this nation. Why did I just say? They hoped that your desire would shine forth, but the days that it would have shone forth they spent in frustration. And they lived through a history of sorrow which saw the sun set, and they met the night together with tears and darkened hearts, which could not be fathomed. We know that night will not continue as it is, but rather morning will come. And we know that these tiresome times no one wants will all pass away, and a historical new age of light will come to the heavens and the earth. Please protect this nation. When we consider that the time is coming when we must greet a new spring day and determine a new mental reformation from the realistic point of view of determining on external standard, we earnestly hope and desire that you will take responsibility for the future of this people. Yes, it's all about Korea, and True Father was all about Korea, and that was on his mind. This and that, okay, well, I don't live there. Exactly. What I find in True Father's prayers is always not just, these are my talks with you, these are my prayers with you, this is what I share with you, Father in heaven, my heavenly parent, Heavenly Father. It's guidance for whoever reads this. You can take this one way or the other. Okay. Wow, how self-centered. Well, great. So it's about Korea. All right. So what good does that do me? But if your heart to mind is engaged with the conversation the True Father has with God, then you realize, oh wow, wait a minute. Which nation hasn't gone through I don't know what? Hasn't regretted some things that was done as a whole, and then were real prosperous in others. growing up in Switzerland, the number one thing that you were taught in school, the real proud moment, is the Rütli-Schwur, where three guys from three different places in Switzerland went the first three and built the first three cantons on an island, and they did they swore an eid. What is that called here? Well, anyway, to defend each other, help each other out. And then it grew from there. That was in 1291. That was a real proud moment. That was the beginning of Switzerland. Proud moment in Swiss history. Now, then not too many years later, okay, what that comes with that? Yes, in it's 1:15. 1315. European time. There was a fight, Schlacht am Morgarten, and the Swiss won against the Habsburg, I think. I may have this wrong, but I think it's true. The Austrians. And they fought a bloody battle. Got to remember, they didn't have guns at the time. They had hellebards and the bows and arrow. What were they called? Armbrust. Well, anyway, and gosh, I'm sure they had swords, but everyone was fighting there. All the people were fighting there. It didn't matter if you were part of an army, if they had that per se. Everyone was fighting. Okay, pitchforks and I don't know what, and it was a bloody mess. And then when it was clear who was going to win, and the rest of the enemy fled, they went after them and finished them off. While I was in 6th grade, a teacher of mine brought that up. She said, we shouldn't be proud of that part of our history. This isn't something you're proud of. Was it necessary? To a point. And then it went beyond that point. And we should not be proud of that. Don't look at that as something that you are proud of as a Swiss person. Okay? That was bloody, and there were some things done there that were not necessary. That went beyond to win. That's the first time I've ever heard anybody describe it like that. And I kind of, okay, oh, yeah, exactly. That's true. That is absolutely true. Interesting, right? So when I read this prayer, my own nation comes to mind. Now I live here in the United States. My own nation comes to mind, though, and on how little Switzerland, the battles they fought, this not very feared. There's hardly, now you probably all you need to do is just fly over and bomb the bejesus out of it, and that's that, right? But it was very difficult to get into this itty-bitty little country because of the mountains and how Swiss people were quite organized, it sounds like, right? Yeah. Defended it for a long, long time. Then they changed strategies. We'll just become neutral for everyone else out there. Oh, yeah. Some people have something negative to say to that, but when you consider on how time progressed with all different kinds of things and technology and all that, where would little Switzerland be if we didn't come up with some other plan rather than be a part of everyone's war? Right. I think the care and the love and the thought that True Father put into his prayers and a plea to God about his own country should reflect upon each of us who comes from either the same nation or a different country. And then again, all right, what did I say in my last prayer about finding the proper direction. Know when to stop with one thing and change direction into a more peaceful way, right? A more, you can be very strategic in that area as well, right? Yeah. So, no one likes to get hit over the head with something, and then you're supposed to listen. Okay, now listen to reason. Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen. First of all, now my head hurts, and I still haven't changed my way of thinking, right? But if we find different approaches where we just, okay, tell me your story, let's find out what's going on, then let God guide you. I often need that time to just, okay, guys, it seems like this is going to be somewhat of a conversation. What do I do? Do I say something? Do I just listen and not say anything at all? Or I have to wait, see if I'm getting some guidance from somewhere. But if you don't, you better be quiet. It's probably not going to work. Just get worse. So this isn't just about, oh, yes, great. Let's all follow true father, true parents, and whoever else out there, and make sure Korea is okay. This isn't just a prayer like that. It's a prayer to remind us each, where did you come from? How do you feel about your own nation? Huh? Yes. And then stop being angry. Stop being disillusioned. Stop hurting others out there. And just say, okay, time to find that way, path. Huh? Time to change strategy. How else are you going to help your nation? Huh? Yeah. Okay, let's finish up. I hear a little one in there. Take responsibility for the future of his people. Yeah, we need to also take responsibility for the future of our people, where we are at. Okay? In order for us to inherit as our central undertaking, there we go. The things that you are taking responsibility for, please let us be able to pledge before you, Father. Okay, got it. And please let us become sons and daughters who are believable and upright in your sight. And please let us stand before you in ranks that can go forward. Remember what I said about the emperor, right? Yes, that's exactly it. Right there, right? Yeah. With the Hangul. Towards the new world. Please, okay, listen. Before you in ranks that can go forward towards the new world and the new kingdom of heaven. We earnestly hope and desire that you will allow us to inherit everything. We have to be believable and upright in God's sight. Oh. Father, the place where we gather now should not be a place of loneliness, nor should it be a place of sorrow. Please let us become an organization of destiny, a place where you always are, a place about which you cannot help but be concerned, where we live with you and go with you. We humbly prayed all these things. We humbly prayed all these things in the name of our true parents. Amen. Adieu. Amen. April 4th. 1971. Which one was this one? Wasn't this April 2? Oh, April 11th. Oh, you guys didn't hear that one. I did that one on my own. I don't share every prayer. I should. No. We can follow things. We can, be a big part of everything, this, that, and things still won't. They might go in a certain direction. God has to see our willingness, our upright, being upright and true to ourselves as well. True to ourselves and upright, and really have a clear heart to mind. Oh, just got elevated. Clear heart to mind. And then follow God's guidance. Yeah, who was true father going to follow, right? Yes? Okay. Well, we follow true parents. We follow the Unification Church, the Family Federation for World Peace. We follow, that organization in kind of the same, and then there's another one, and then there is some other things. We follow all that. But it's only going to work. It's only truly going to work and build a foundation as a people, right? When it is done with a clear heart to mind. The absolute desire that true Father, how he followed God's hope and desire and will in all this. To establish one nation, just one. That's why Korea comes as a nation so much into play. One nation that belongs to God, just to God, nobody else, just God. It's been interesting on how, just the last one little thing here. When I went to my first dinner at the Unification Church, Hearst Street, beautiful building. Went there, dinner. I looked at the table and I'm looking at the food and I sat down and going, "Ooh, can I eat any of this?" It was a Korean meal. I tasted some. Everything just tasted rotten. I'm not kidding. This is rotten food. I can't. How can people eat? I'm gonna get sick eating this. That was my first meal. Korean meal. Making a little video, but I'm almost done. Oh, good morning. Good morning. Did you sleep well?
You want to be in a video?
Did you have a good dream last night? What was it about?
What did you dream
Are you
about?
done what you got? What is it? It looks brown Rice Krispies. Are they good? Can I taste them? Okay. Yeah.
Do you What's wrong?
Are you still tired? Well, I'm almost done here.
Okay.
You want to keep? You want your breakfast back?
Okay. We'll see you soon.
That's Maddie and Veda. Where was I now? Oh. Nation. One nation under God. This is the concept of this country. The USA. The United States of America. But this is a nation far from God's hopes and desires, right? Would you guys agree? Even though, yes. Korea. Oh, okay. Well then. Oh, the food. And as the years went by, I was very engaged in many different things in that church, in that movement of my beloved true parents. I come to love so many different things about Korea. I'm not kidding. I love I got blessed in one of their traditional old time dresses with I can't remember what they're called. And I loved wearing it. It's like, why don't I walk around like that all day? Why do I wear anything else besides that? Loved it. you feel so beautiful in it as a woman. It doesn't matter what size you are or height you are. You're just beautiful in one of those. Regardless, it's just you're beautiful as a woman in one of those. You feel beautiful as a woman in one of those. Then the food. I learned how to make many different dishes. I'm getting ready to make tteokbokki, all from scratch. Oh, all right, not the rice paper. And I make kimchi out of just about anything. Probably something Koreans would look at. You can't make kimchi out of that. Yes, I can. Then, yeah, certain other things too. Just many different things about Korea that not even really. Others I did study up on it. Some of it was just oh my gosh, but many other things. Just I don't know why. I kind of lost a taste for many things I grew up with actually in Switzerland. I don't care for it anymore. Many things here, I too. I don't really care for much when it comes to certain things, but love have kind of taken on the traditions. Some what I considered good, clear heart to mind traditions and foods. Certain ways of how you address people, though it's in a different language, I have taken on, kind of adopted, right? Or it has adopted me. Right? And I love that. And why is that? Why is that? Again, there is something there, right? Where people, yeah, but that's nuts. That's crazy. Why are you doing that? I mean, come on now. You have to say, well, you don't understand. You just don't understand the just absolute joy and fulfillment that comes with that. Accepting, believing, knowing. Eventually you just know because this isn't, as I say, kind of normal, right? But because of that connection. I've never been to Korea. I've wanted to go for a long time. It's like, wow, then things just happen. It's like, I don't need to go there. Koreans can't come to me. Korea's already here, part of this place as well. So why do I need to go there, right? And just from here, then, I try to send out the best of what I have to give and to encourage the people there to work towards that unification, to work towards connecting. You can't connect physically, you can't connect spiritually with your people in the north. Just do that, start doing that. Nobody stops you in a church in South Korea to just every day a prayer to your North Korean families, right? I bet you they can feel it. They'll feel it. Yeah. Right, my darling? Yes. All right. I'm going to, Veda's out here. She loves to talk. She's still waking up a little bit, but she loves to talk, so I'm going to have to pay attention.
I wanted to in the back.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, cowboys. Yeah, I got that one with a book.
Oh, did you? What was it about?
It's for cowboys.
Oh, okay.
So did you hear that?
I heard that?
Yeah.
You have to show it to me. I'm not sure if I ever heard of that one.
Yeah, I not got it on my tablet.
Oh. Is it the one you showed me yesterday with Dora?
Yeah.
Is it? Not the one where you go to the doctor, is it?
Yeah.
A different one?
Yeah.
Do you remember that? What did the doctor do in it? Oh, how does it feel?
I got that. I got doctor that do this together. Someone not on do it.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, you'll show it to me later?
Yeah.
Yes. All right. Well, we'll finish that. Come here. People can't see you. Come over here. Look at this beautiful little girl. Isn't she just the cutest? Oh, I'm so blessed with her visit. Yes. All right. God's love and blessings always. Now we'll talk to you another time.